Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, now, I imagine that there are probably somebody who keep track of the mugs across the top of the shelf there. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Ron, you got your mugs mixed up because tomorrow is pizza day. And you've got Kevin's USS South Dakota Cup up for tomorrow. Okay, now I'll explain on, here's what we're going to do. We are moving Pizza Day to Monday. Normally it's on Sunday. But we're going to move it to Monday this week. And on Pizza Day I will explain why. But that's what's going to happen. So consequently, tomorrow is going to be Kevin's Cup. Okay, today is Chris's Cup. All right, now, got a comment from military modeler Paul, and he says, wouldn't it have been better to have to have glued those little railings on after you sandwiched these pieces, this piece in between these two pieces? And the answer to that is, yeah, I wish I thought of that. And that way I could handle it a lot more easily and not worry about breaking the railings off. I think if I'm really, really careful, I'm going to get away with it, but I'm going to have to be very mindful with every time I move. You know, what am I pressing against? Maybe what we'll do is we'll take a nice close look here and see how well these came out. If I hold the light just right, I can get the glue to glint a little bit, but I don't think we're going to basically be seeing it. So we'll take a look in a few minutes here. Although it's really not that important. You know, I think there's a good chance we might get through step 59 today. We just got to get, I think, about three pieces that we don't already have. I'll be able to brush paint them quickly, whatever color I want. And yeah, minus 12.4. That's seasonal for this time of year. That's not bad. Okay. We're ready for Missy the dog. Yeah, I don't think there's any other news. No use talking about world events, because right here, this is my world, and has been for, you know, I think, I gotta check, I think we're almost at the birthday, you might call it, of the model table. It was sometime in January, I think it was January the 23rd, something like that, I'll look it up. Yeah, it'll be exactly 6 years ago that we started this. Amazing. Where has the time gone? Don't you sometimes wish you could just turn it back? Yeah, I think we all have that. Okay, let's reorganize ourselves now and find out what parts we need. We need B29. We need the railings, E2 and E1. We need an E7. And as near as I can tell, we need an E20. Yeah, there's only about 4 or 5 pieces that we need to get all our parts together. Everything else we've got and is already painted. So I'll just have to remember that when I do paint the new parts, to try and get them so that they match up with what I've already done here. In other words, this I believe is the 66. And so I'll probably do everything in 66. Okay. Now let's get ourselves reorganized here, and if I think of anything else, I'll tell you as the day progresses. Maybe we'll just quickly recompose, and we'll take a look at our glue job and see how well that weld bond. For years and years and years, I used Tight Bond 3 glue, and I swear by it. Tight Bond 3 for woodworking. And so I keep thinking of Tight Bond, but I got to remember Weld Bond. We're using Weld Bond here. Okay, let's recompose, take a look at this. Then I'll get the parts and we'll try and move on here today. Okay, we will move in better in a moment and take a look at our weld bond connections here. However, got a comment from our friend Mark in Australia, Aussie Frenchman, and he said something to the effect of, could you not maybe put a light on the starboard side? Well, there is actually supposed to be a green light go right there. Like we're supposed to actually paint this area right here green. Now I can do one of two things. I can take one of my LED light bulbs and dip it in clear green and make it green. Or we can take one of Martin's from the Isle of Wight. Hey, I got it right this time. I just have to remember that right is wrong. Okay, from the Isle of Wight, and he's got a little LED green bulb here. Now, I tested this just a few minutes ago, and it is actually working. I think the next time I use it, I'm going to run it through a 200 ohm resistor because I don't want to accidentally burn this out. Believe it or not, on the end of that wire is an LED that glows green. It's almost too small. It's incredible. But I think that I might be able to use that. Drill a tiny little hole in here. Let's just very, very carefully here, Martin. I'm doing my best not to accidentally break your bulbs. Okay. Maybe I should recompose. Why don't we just recompose? We can kill two birds with one stone. We'll look at our glue connections, and we'll also look at, can we maybe get a green light glowing right there? So Mark, thanks for the thought. I don't think I would have thought of that otherwise. I might have actually forgot to paint this green altogether, but it's okay. Let's recompose. Okay, let's zoom in just a little bit here. Now, yes, every once in a while you can see the, I call it glinting, the reflection, where the glue might have been just a little bit on the heavy side, like on this connection right here. But for the most part, it is clear. It has dried clear. I wouldn't say it's 100% clear, but at least it takes on the color of the background. Okay, so I think that's going to be all right. But let's talk about our light here. Okay, are we getting in? Let me check my monitor. Okay, you can more or less see it there. Now, what I'm thinking is, if we were to take and drill a hole just big enough to pass the wires through, right there, maybe I could still, paint this area green. Leave the LED. Just let me carefully get it here. It is so small and so delicate. Okay. Now that's the LED. That actually glows green when you hook it up, and it could be just right in there. Maybe I could use some I don't know, I'm just sort of thinking out loud here. How am I going to fasten it so it's not going to accidentally break off? Okay, if I was to pass the wires through, let's carefully put this back here out of sight here. All right, now they would come out right about here. Now I got to remember, now don't go breaking off my railings. Yeah. And then let's see. Okay, if they came out, once again, turn this over carefully. Okay, if they came out, say right there, they'd only have to go down about 10 millimeters, and they would be underneath the deck that is going to go right here. And then I could maybe inconspicuously run the wires down, because you remember on the in this area right here, we're going to be having this thing, remember? So that's going to sort of hide it. I think I'm going to look into that. This is probably going to set me back days, because usually when I get myself involved in something like this, it just sort of gets out of hand. Okay, I'm sort of, once again, I'm sort of thinking out loud here. Yeah, I'm going to just drill a hole through there, just for the fun of it, and then pass these wires through. At least that's the plan. By the way, I know I did originally thank you over 2 years ago, Martin, when you sent these, but thank you again for sending these. I've thought about them a lot, and I know this might be actually the first time I've actually used one. It's amazing how they can make an LED that small. Yeah. Okay, let's move on here. Okay, now I'm going to have to turn this so it's kind of out of your field of view. But this part that I'm touching right now with the brush is supposed to represent a lens. That whole thing is supposed to be painted green. I think that probably what I'm going to do is I'll probably paint this whole area green, like as well as it, because I don't think I can paint just that lens and not have it come out here onto the what's it, number 20? Yeah. Now, I'm going to be using the Mr. Hobby H6, because that's what the painting and marking guide calls for. And I think the Tamiya green that I have is called forest green. It's kind of a dark green. So here we go. Let's try and angle myself so that you can see what I'm doing, and I can still get in there. Okay, very carefully now, very carefully. It'd be nice if I could only do the lens, but okay, I'm going to angle it like this a little bit. Sorry, it's getting out of your field of view there. I'm just sort of trying to maybe a little bit down in that lower left-hand side corner. See if I can get it to go down just a little bit more here. Oh, made it worse. Well, that's the story of my life, isn't it? Well, maybe we're gonna wanna. My cap is rolling around here. Maybe I'm going to just put a little bit more in my brush and just sort of fill that in so it's even. If Gabe is watching this, he's probably just trembling with anger. My goodness. Actually, that's maybe not too bad. Let me check the monitor. I wonder if this back part should also maybe be green. Because at arm's length it's gonna... Let's see if I can get in here. My goodness, Ron, you better quit or the whole sub is going to be green. Okay, I'm gonna quit before I get too further behind. Okay, I know you can't see it now, but you can see the aftermath of it. There was a lot of flashing on this larger railing here. And I have a small repair job that I have to do here. Now, I don't know if I broke this or if it was already broken when I got the kit. But right there, this is broken here. But I think it's going to be an easy fix. I think using the Tamiya extra thin and just let these two pieces sort of meld together. Maybe I'll stick the macro lens on and just do it right now. Then it can dry while we move on. Anyway, we've got our 5 pieces here that we needed. Now, once again, before we get going here, I want to give you perspective. Okay? Okay, I'm hoping that maybe I'll see if I can get rid of this flashing here. Yeah, I'm hoping this is going to meld. I'm pretty sure it will. Now, it might break again, but I don't think so. I think that the plastics are going to come together there. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, I'm going to go and do some very badly needed editing. I've done no editing yet this morning, and I've got a lot of footage. Okay, we'll take a look at this in about an hour. Good morning, Missy. Morning, Max.
Good morning. Oh, she was moving fast today. I could almost keep up. I don't know, maybe it's placebo effect, but it feels like my oxygen is getting better.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So the wind chill is -20 Celsius, minus 10 Fahrenheit.
Minus 10 Fahrenheit. I noticed that Tennessee Jim thanked you once again, or something to that effect, in the comments. Do you read the comments in the videos?
Sometimes, well, rarely.
Rarely. Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm good. Yeah. Slept not too bad.
What time did you get up?
5. Got a nice early start at the model table.
Oh, yeah, I slept until 10 after 7. It was very nice. It was actually hard to get out of bed.
No, I had no trouble getting out of bed. I got this tail hitting my face here.
Yes. It's like a big black fan.
Yeah, you're such a funny dog, aren't you? You're such a funny dog. Yeah.
We've eaten everything, Dad.
Thank you, Missy, for coming. Yeah, nice to see you again.
Well, are we on our way?
All right.
Thanks, Ron.
We'll see ya. Bye, Missy.
Bye, Uncle Ron. I'll see you later.
All right. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Probably about half an hour or so ago is when we did our extra thin on that broken part. And I think I better get back to the computer room and continue on with the editing. We will take a nice close look at this probably in about, I'm guessing, an hour from now. I think it'll be about, it's either going to be fixed or it's not going to be fixed. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, I'm guessing about going on 3 hours now has passed. And I can sort of see where the crack was, but you can see where the sprue goo has flowed and filled the crack and solidified. And it's, yeah, I think that's going to be alright if I'm really careful. Okay, I have painted our 5 pieces. They're in the kitchen right now in front of the electric heater. And I think that probably the best place to have that LED would be more or less in the center of that lens. So I'm just going to sort of try and make a bit of a pilot hole here. Okay, I think that'll work. And then we can come in with our electric drill here. Okay. Be interesting now to see where that came out on the other side. But first, I want to see if I can get the wires to pass through. Oh yeah, I can see they're gonna easily go through. Yeah. I'm not even gonna try to get the other one through. So why am I doing it? I guess I'm stubborn. Now I'm pretty sure that the hole is small enough that the LED itself won't go all the way through. Maybe I should just check. See if I can pull this through from the other side. I'm going to have to recompose here, I'm afraid. Okay, this is the first time I'm trying this, so I hope that the LED is not going to go right through that hole now. It just stops. Yeah, it's just, I should have used a bit that was just a smidge smaller maybe. Yet on the other hand, maybe not. Wonder what that's going to look like when it's hooked up. I'm going to push stop here and hook it up. Okay, I'm passing the current through a 220 ohm resistor, and it's dropped it from about a smidgen over 3 volts to about 2.5 volts. I don't think I want to go any lower than that. I think that's going to be just about right. I'm going to be doing that with actually all the LEDs. I'll put every single one on a resistor. I think they'll last longer. And anyway, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Thank you, Mark. Good idea. Okay, it's after 2 in the afternoon, and I'm going to call her quits pretty quick here. There's one more thing I wanted to check out. Alright, now this groove right here, that's where the deck goes. Then there's going to be another piece. I don't know if I can put it in place here while you're watching, but it goes right here, something like this. Well, anyway, you get the idea. So I think that it's probably going to be alright for us to just let the wire run down. Maybe I could put a little notch where the deck is, and we'll just run the wire straight down into this area down here. And because there's going to be the other wires from the other 2 LEDs, they're going to come out right there. It's going to be in behind everything. Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.